I'm Jason Moore for the Ozarks Pigskin Preview. We're at JFK Stadium in Springfield. It is the 33rd annual Ozark Pigskin Previews cover shoot. I'm here with one of our cover stars, Darin Oplotnik from Fairgrove. And Darin, congratulations. How's it feel to be on the cover?
It feels amazing. It's a dream come true.
Did you expect it, or
I did not.
explains a big smile? So big surprise when you found out.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you were a defensive end. You're an offensive guard, the twin brother of the quarterback. All right. Who rules the roost at home, you or your brother?
I would have to say me. He's
Offensive line rules the roost, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little bit about being on the offensive line. I've said in a lot of the interviews today even, offensive line is often one of the most overlooked parts of a football team. People don't realize if you don't have a good O-line, you're not doing much of anything offensively. So how much do you guys work on your cohesion together and being able to know like what everybody else is going to do on a play so that you don't leave an open hole for the defense?
We go over film every week against the team, and we make sure that we are taking our responsibilities and make sure everyone has a gap and everyone has a person. We're ready for blitz packages that the team could give us.
So the guys that you're playing with, you got to have a mental telepathy at this point. I mean, you kind of know what the other guys can do. So when you see a defensive set in front of you, you know what each guy's going to do?
Yes, sir. We know we have certain calls for certain pickups, line pickups, and we all mesh really good because we've been friends for a long time. So.
All right, so let me ask you. Obviously, there's a lot of plays, but do you have one play that kind of sticks out where you could see the defensive guy thought he was going to pull a fast one, and you were able to shut him down?
Yeah, we have this one play. I'm not going to go into it, but where we pull one of our tackles underneath, and the guy, they don't ever see it coming. And it's just great.
How good does it feel to plant a defensive lineman just on his rear end?
There's no other feeling like it.
So you had 89 defensively on the defensive end. Last year, you had 89 tackles, 11 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, an interception. So you had the 5 turnovers there. Well, block punt. I guess that would have been a turnover as well. And then you had a safety on top of it. I mean, is there anything you didn't have last year defensively, stat-wise, that you could have had?
I don't know exactly.
So, I mean, you had such an incredible year last year defensively, obviously being the defensive player of the year. How do you top it?
Last year we got a bunch of individual. We didn't get past what we were aiming for. So this year I'm hoping to bring the team and all the players in our team. We bring it past the district championship.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You know, you coming into your senior year, all these accolades, fair or not, there's going to be a spotlight on you. People are going to be paying attention to everything you do. How do you step up as a leader for this team?
Just getting our underclassmen, just helping them out with learning all the plays and all the blitz packages that we do, and just helping them bring them up. So when I'm gone, we reload instead of redo.
Rebuild.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know Coach Bill Vorse is standing right next to you, but let's pretend he's not there for a second.
Okay.
Obviously, it's his job to discipline the team, but you're on the field, you see a guy dogging it. As a leader, what do you do?
I get on them. I mean, we don't take off breaks in our practice. So if someone's dogging it, then we usually pay for it for the whole team. So yeah. So.
Nobody gets a free ride.
No, sir.
So, Coach, tell us what it's like to have a young man like this on your squad.
Darin's the kind of kid that you tell other people to look up to. Darin's a selfless kid, and I think that's something that's kind of lost on kids this day and age, is being selfless and putting other people before themselves. Darin's a kid that played fullback and running back his entire career, middle school, his first few years in high school, and then when you ask a kid like that, hey, to put his hand in the ground and play on both sides of the ball on the line, it takes a special kid to say, okay, I'm going to do that and remove some of the spotlight from himself and do it for the rest of his teammates. And so, when you tell a kid, be like this guy, you talk about the selflessness from Darin, that's the kind of kid we're looking for.
And it's like I mentioned before. I mean, it's not really fair, but the guys in the line don't get the attention that the quarterbacks or the running backs or the wide receiver receives. But having a guy like this to anchor an offensive line, that really enhances what you can do as a coach.
Yeah, I mean, our offensive line this year is looking at starting 4 seniors. So when you talk about 4 18-year-olds that have been in the program for as long as they have, it makes a huge difference when it comes to what we can do at practice and what we can ask them to do at a game.
So now defensively, I mean, he had an incredible. I mean, you couldn't have asked for much better statistics. How does it feel to know you've got somebody who can be that disruptive to the opposing offense?
Like I said, it makes it so much easier in practice when it comes to what you can do and what you can install. Having a guy over there that understands the whole concept of what's going on and what everybody else's job is to help get everything lined up and where it needs to be, it makes a huge difference for us as coaches.
How have you seen him grow not only as a player but as a person?
You talk about his older brother being out there, but Darin's the kind of guy that likes to, make sure that other people are receiving the credit. And so I watched him grow from a kid who liked to have the spotlight on him to a kid who wants to make sure everyone else is going to be successful, even if that means that he has to be in the background a little bit.
And how has your coach helped you develop both as a player and a person?
He's taught me about everything I know. When he came in my 8th grade year, it really changed the culture on our team, and we've really got like close knit a lot, and we've got better relationships as a team now.
All right, so pretend he's not standing there. All right, this is just between you and me. You get out on the field, you're practicing. He calls out a drill. What is the one that makes you go, oh, God, I don't want to run this one again?
We call it the county fair.
County fair. Can you explain it without giving away trade secrets?
Well, every coach tries to make the hardest drill they can, and like the very last day of county fair, each player gets to pick the easiest one they do, and whichever wins, that coach has to take all the coaches out to lunch, I think.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And how often are you paying for lunch, Coach?
Quite a bit. Each coach takes an agility station. It's a conditioning drill, and the kids will rotate around. And then on the last day, we call it free ride day, and the kids will go pick which drill they thought was the easiest. And the coach who has the most kids come back to his drill is responsible for buying lunch.
So you're saying you like up downs then?
I don't think anybody likes up downs.
Are you sure about that? Because I'm sure he would be more than happy to give you a lot more up downs during practice.
I hope not.
So obviously, we're joking around here a little bit, but seriously for just a second, when you look at the schedule for this year, obviously he's going to tell you take it one game at a time. All coaches are going to say that. But between us, you look at the schedule, who's the one you look at and go, I want to plant their quarterback in the turf about 9 times?
I don't think there's a team that could other be than Stratford, our rival.
So, well, good luck this season. Are you going to go on playing college?
Hopefully, I'm planning on it.
You got some sniffing around?
A few.
Well, good luck this season, Darin. Darin Oplotnik, one of our cover stars on the 33rd annual Ozark Pigskin Previews. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm Jason Ware for the 33rd Ozark Pigskin Preview.